And Thursday Night Lights come to you tonight from the Gulf Coast. We are at Ladd Peoples Stadium in Mobile as two area rivals set to square off in a terrific non-region matchup. It's 5A Faith Academy set to take on 4A Vigor. And I'm Mickey Shandricks, joined by Gerhard Mathangani. Gerhard, Faith comes in at 3-3, and they're right in the thick of their region race, but it is Vigor that's really turned some heads with the type of regular season that they are having.
Coach John McKenzie's done a great job with this Wolves football team. Of course, last year really disjointed because of COVID and everything that everybody in the state had to deal with. Now going into his second year, he's been able to establish this program, and you can see where they are right now in the state. Number 3, he's got them rolling right now.
They are unbeaten and dominating everyone they play. Let's take a look at key players for tonight's matchup. First of all, here is Shamar James, a playmaker for Faith.
You will see one of the reasons why he is a top 5 player in the state of Alabama, has offers from everywhere in the country. He's committed to Florida, but plays on both sides of the football. He leads a team in both catches as well as tackles.
Meanwhile, for the Wolves of Vigor, we're going to go with their quarterback, Anthony Mix.
The senior has been a steady hand for this offense, and you can see the reason why Coach McKenzie really likes his play. He leads the team, obviously, in passing over 600 yards, but also is a good running threat as well with 6 touchdowns on the ground and 18 overall. He's a sensational player for Vigor.
And our countdown to kickoff continues from Ladd Peoples Stadium. We will return in just a moment.
Every bank has their own app, but it's just that, theirs, not yours. At AmFirst, our app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards you'll love. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you at AmFirst.
I'm Roger, your in-house expert with Alabama Professional, and your questions keep pouring in to Ask Roger. Judy in Arndale asked, what services can APS provide? Alabama Professional offers basement waterproofing, foundation repair, humidity and mold control, and encapsulation of nasty crawl spaces. Since 1977, homeowners have entrusted APS to solve basement, foundation, and crawl space problems. Call for a free, no-obligation estimate today and keep those emails and questions coming.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late-inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
Excited about getting this one underway. The kickoff from Ladd Peoples Stadium is coming up. Vigor and Faith Academy. Gerhard, this is kind of a game of what gives. We're going to have playmakers all over the field tonight, but we've also got two very stout defenses in this game.
I think all eyes will be on the offenses going into this one because, as you said, they have both dynamic football players on both sides of the ball, which means I think it comes down to plays made by the defense. As you said, two strong ones in this bunch. This Vigor team only giving up 10 points per game. However, Faith Academy giving up just 14 points per game, and of course they have the stud, Mr. James, on the side.
We'll see how it all plays out tonight from Ladd Peoples Stadium. We'll kick it off. Thursday Night Lights coming your way next. Stay with us.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now, you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
Whether I am in Margaritaville enjoying a cheeseburger in paradise or cruising around on the Gulf of Mexico, I always make sure to vote. I am Jimmy Buffett, and I want to encourage you, too, to become a registered voter and to obtain a photo ID so you can have your voice heard and your vote count just like me. It is 5 o'clock somewhere, but fortunately, you have from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to get to the polls and exercise your right to vote. Keep making a difference for Alabama.
And the undefeated Vigor Wolves taking the field here at Ladd Peebles Stadium as we are just moments away from kickoff here on Thursday Night Lights, presented by Alabama Professional Services. There we see Faith Academy head coach Jack French, whose team is coming off a tough region loss a week ago to UMS Wright, a game that they led most of the way, only to lose at the end, a close 34-26 loss last week. Meanwhile, across the way for Vigor, we talked about the start for Coach John McKenzie's team. They are 6-0, 4-0 in the region. They, other than the first two games, Gerhardt against Blunt and Hillcrest Evergreen, they really haven't been challenged so far this year.
It shows you how dominating they've been, and also they've already eclipsed their season win total from last year. They went 5-5 last year, already now 6-0 on the season, and they've already scored 214 points in this game, or in this season overall, 125 all of last year. You see the difference a year makes.
And we are underway. Thanks for tuning in tonight for our Thursday Night Lights matchup from Mobile. It's about 80 degrees at kickoff. No rain in the forecast, which is fantastic news. And a good job hustling down on special teams. There you see number 57. That is Garrett Ruffin making the tackle. And Vigor has it first to begin the game on offense. And there you see number 4, Jermaine Coleman. Correction, Anthony Mix, the quarterback, getting set to take the first snap of the football game. Love the pants here for Vigor. Here's the pitch, great penetration, and that is Coleman taken down way behind the line of scrimmage. A tackle for loss, E.J. King Jr., the linebacker making the play. And there you see Anthony Mix. Gerhardt, he's got great size at 6'3", 215. We've talked about already his ability to throw the ball and run the ball.
Exactly, and I think that's what's going to be needed in this game, being able to make that defense respect both. You saw there Faith Academy doing a great job defensively on the run, but this Vigor football team does a lot on the ground with multiple players.
Second down and long, delayed give right up the middle, and this is a huge hole for Coleman. He gets back the lost yardage and much more as he picks up our first down of the game.
Huge gain here for Coleman, the second leading rusher on this football team, and there you see blocked very well and goes straight down past the second level of the defense and then into the third level after that first play where you saw where the Rams really bottled it up. You saw what Vigor's able to do there. And once again, he is the second leading rusher on this football team.
He eclipses his previous long gain of the year of 32 yards as he takes this one out to the 46. First and 10, Vigor. Here is the pitch to Coleman. Has to reverse field, but the defensive play there is just too strong there by Faith Academy as they had multiple defenders in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage. Colin Guidry, the senior, was the first man to arrive.
Once again, playing very well on the run, just like they've done on the first play of the game. Kind of coming gang style, everybody fitting their runs and then making the secure tackle.
So second down and 11. Is that play lost a yard? Delayed handoff to Coleman. This time it is a well-defended play by the Rams. Big number 77, Ernest James Jr.
You see the game plan here for Vigor in the early going. Trying to run the football in between the tackles. They've had success on one play, and that's about it. That front holding strong for the Rams.
You see Coleman checking out of the game. That is a great play by that big fella. Ernest James Jr., 6'1", 304 pounds. After a 2-yard gain, it's 3rd and 9. Mix rolls to his left, passes away, caught at the 50, turning upfield and getting the first down is Brennan May Jordan, the senior, 5'10", 175-pounder.
The leading receiver on this football team, 17 catches heading into this one and averaging 18 yards per catch. He's a big play guy. Already has 5 touchdowns on the season. We talked about Mix's ability to get the ball to the outside. They started the football game with a bunch of runs, but when they do throw the football, he's the top target.
Nice play getting it to him in space. The young man turning upfield and good yardage after the catch. Well, they're saying 4th down. I thought it was a 1st down. Now they're saying 4th down. And as you can see, Coach McKenzie is perplexed. Let's take another look at it. All about where he steps out of bounds, and that's a tough spot for sure.
Going to try to find out which foot went out of bounds first.
So now we're saying officially it's 4th and 1. There you see the football's at the 45. They need the 44.
It's that one right there instead of this one, and I think it's all depending on which one went out of bounds first. I think in real time when they actually moved the chains, they thought it was that 2nd foot, but it was actually the 1st foot, which puts them just out of range there to pick up that 1st down. So on comes the punt unit.
So 4th and 1. And the punter is Ryan Kidd. And the flags fly before the play.
Prior to the snap, false start, 5-yard penalty on the offense. Remains 4th down.
Well, if there was any thought of possibly going forward on 4th and a yard at their 45, this penalty pretty much takes that off the table.
Well, just by the snap of the football, it looked like they were going to try to fake this one. And because of the penalty, as you saw, it's now definitely going to be a punt here.
So here's Kidd back in regular depth on the punt formation. He averages about 37 yards a punt. And this one is fielded at the 11-yard line. Shamar James, a young man we spotlighted in the open. He is a good-looking player. He's got good size at 6'2", 210. You'll hear and see him a lot in this football game tonight as Faith Academy gets it for the first time, and there you see their quarterback taking the field, Colton Wood, who's thrown for over 1,300 yards this season and 18 touchdowns.
I think this is a great quarterback matchup between both Wood and Mix. And you'll see Wood doing a good job of being able to spread that football around, but James is the top target.
So the first play from scrimmage offensively is a running play, and it is a good one as E.J. King takes it upfield near the 40.
King's a guy that came into this game averaging just over 4 yards per carry. He's not the leading rusher on this football team, but a nice play to start out the drive here for the Rams.
And a good look at Wood. He is a senior, 6 foot, 186 pounds. Can also run the ball. He's rushed for over 250 yards this season and 6 rushing touchdowns. And here is the give to Christian Burnett, who's rushed for over 1,000 yards this season. And Burnett picks up about a 3-yard gain there.
And Burnett is the leading rusher on this football team, and a lot like Vigor, multiple different weapons there in the backfield for the Rams.
Little screen pass, it is complete. Here is Shamar James, and it is going to be an first down as James Picks up good yardage after the catch, but there is a flag on the play. Whenever you see those wide receivers blocking on the perimeter, you wonder about a hold, and that is the call.
It's a long time to ask to hold there, and you'll be able to take a look at it and see the guilty party.
Play, holding, 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
So not sure who the call was on, but you did see number 7, Tinian Goodwill, out blocking on the outside. So they mark off the penalty, 2nd down and 18 from the 30 after the penalty yardage. And here is Burnett. No, it's actually Wood on the keep. And there you see the running ability of Colton Wood. I tell you, Gerhard, you can't sleep on this young man running the football, because he is a quick, nifty guy with the football in his hand.
Yeah, there you see he makes a great move there on Ferran Brown Jr. and takes it up the field, and talked about Mix's ability to run. Wood has it too.
Well, unfortunately, it's a flag fest here early. We got another flag. Get the call.
Prior to the snap. False start. 5-yard penalty on the offense. Remains first down.
That'll back up the Rams 5 yards, make it 1st and 15.
This is something that's kind of plagued both teams here in the early going of this one. You get some momentum going, and then a flag puts you behind the sticks.
Faith Academy competes out of 5A Region 1, while Vigor competes out of 4A Region 1. Two schools separated only by about 13 miles. This is King Jr. He bulls his way across the 50 into that Vigor secondary. And good blocking up front by this Faith Academy offensive line.
100% correct. And when you get behind the sticks, a lot of times you see teams do the thing where they want to bail on the run. They start throwing the ball and maybe loosen up the defense a little bit, but the Rams go right back to their bread and butter, and that's a big play there by the big running back.
So 2nd down and 5 at the 45. Here is Burnett. Again, good blocking, and Burnett hard running. Another first down as Faith Academy, Gerhard, they are getting it done on the ground here in this first quarter.
They certainly are, and give a lot of credit to the offensive line. Really just doing a fantastic job of coming in, making sure that they scheme it just right.
Burnett really has good vision. I mean, he doesn't get much yardage here, but you see when he gets the ball, he's good at picking the hole. That was just well defended that time by this Vigor defense.
Well, this Vigor defense, as we talked about, is a unit that only gives up about 10 points per game, and when you play great defensively, you have to play well situationally, and this is one of those situations where you have a chance to get the team out of red zone territory. We'll see what the Wolves' response is here.
2nd down and 9. That is King picking his way forward for about 3. So that'll make it 3rd down and about 6 for Faith Academy.
You're seeing the Rams go with this kind of heavier set, 2 tight ends. Also had an H-back there on that last play. Not necessarily spreading it out here against the Wolves, especially with this good running game. I think that the chess match here between these two coaching staffs is going to be really interesting to watch as this game goes along.
We'll call it 3rd and 8. They spot it just inside the 35. Wood on the keep. And does a good job of picking up some positive yardage. He had to avoid a defender behind the line of scrimmage, but it's now going to be 4th down. Interesting decision here for Coach French.
Maybe a slight bit of miscommunication there between Wood and Burnett. Like a little disjointed play between the two. We saw Barnett fired up after the end of that play. All part of that competitive spirit. But as you mentioned, this is, number one, a really good play by the QB to get some positive yardage, and it brings up here a monster down for both teams.
4th and 6, and they will go for it. And Vigor jumps into the neutral zone. Unless the player was drawn off, this will be a big penalty against the defense. It'll make it 4th and a much shorter.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, 5-yard penalty on the defense. Remains 4th down.
Obviously, Coach McKenzie and the Vigor sideline is pointing at an offensive player saying that the defender was drawn off. And they may have a point there.
I think so. Saw there on the end of that line of scrimmage. A little movement there by the Rams, but it was bang, bang, and both fingers went to the other team. And they call encroachment.
So that makes it 4th and 2. Vigor brings the house, and they're going to stop the running play short of 1st down yardage. Incredible penetration that time by Vigor, led by number 9, Ryan Kidd.
They try to give it to their star in Shamar James, and a great play defensively here. You can get deflated after giving up the yardage. That sets up a 4th and 2. But this is what good defenses are all about, being able to refocus after a mistake and make a big play, and that's exactly what they did there. Give a whole lot of credit to that big man right there in the middle of your screen. It's always scary when big guys wear that single-digit number, but Ryan Kidd doing a great job from his defensive line spot to cause a turnover on downs.
So both teams penetrate the other side of the field, but neither able to come up with any points. So here's Vigor back on offense. Ja'Cory Barnes on his first carry of the game. He is a 5'10", 205-pound sophomore that has rushed for over 400 yards this season, but is unable to pick up any yardage on that play.
Nice job there on the run defense by Edwin King Jr., number 3, who we saw a little bit earlier on the offensive side, as well as Shamar James, both had a hand in that tackle.
2nd down and 10, 4 receivers to the top of the screen. Mix throws to the near side, and it is incomplete, but we're going to have another penalty flag. They're going to get Dorian Smith, the junior defensive back. They're going to say he interfered with the Vigor receiver.
That's exactly what Vigor wanted. They're trying to went 4 receivers on one side, came back with 1 receiver on the backside. Good job by Faith Academy rolling another defender over there, but it looks like an infraction that will cost them yards.
They put the 4 receivers to the top of the screen. Got the one-on-one coverage.
Pass interference, 15-yard penalty on the defense. Results in a 1st down.
On the other side of the field, and they get the penalty on Dorian Smith, who was in good position, just got a little too physical.
That's exactly right, and that's exactly what they wanted. Be able to have your guy go incomplete, get a flag, or make the big catch.
Mix, hands off to Ja'Cory Barnes, and a nice run on 1st down for Vigor will put them in 2nd down and short yardage.
Barnes, the leading rusher on this Vigor football team. They came in with 4 guys with over 25 carries on the year, led by Barnes with 65 going into this one. Coleman, who you saw from earlier, rip a big play. He has north of 55 carries in the season as well.
2nd down and 3. Same play. Barnes going to be very close to an Amherst 1st down. Will depend on where they say the knee went down.
I do like how both teams are really doing a good job of establishing a run game, and we've seen a big play from both squads, and you'll see here as they lead with the fullback, and Barnes is going right as low as he possibly can, getting low leverage on that on the shoulder pads and being able to sneak in there for the 1st.
Here comes the middle linebacker blitz. Mix flushed out of the pocket, in some trouble. Just going to get rid of it on a nice heads-up play to avoid the sack, as Anthony Mix was feeling the heat on that play.
I think this is a good job by both teams. Excellent defensive play call there by Faith Academy, making sure Mix had to make a quick decision very fast, bringing the blitz. Meanwhile, Mix keeping his eyes downfield. You see him rolling out and then making the safe play and throwing the ball out of bounds.
2nd down and 10. Mix, quick throw over the middle. Receiver was wide open. That was Christopher Agee, the senior wide receiver, for his 6th catch of the year, and that results in another first down.
He does a good job there just finding the soft spot of the defense for the Rams, and good patience. This is a good pitch and catch, and I think had he had that throw over again, probably would try to lead him a little bit more wide open there on the right-hand side.
And off up the middle, Coleman into the secondary, down to the 15-yard line. Another first down as Vigor now with their deepest penetration of the game. They're at the Faith Academy 15-yard line.
He's a very tough physical runner here. Watch the collision there at the very end. Falls forward. And that's now 2 really special runs here from him in the early going of this football game.
And there you see Vigor coach John McKenzie wanting a timeout, and it comes at the 2:05 mark of the first quarter. We'll take the break and return to Ladd Peebles Stadium in just a moment.
Time out of the half.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Mr. President, Bessemer Superhighway is backed up. What are we going to do?
Are you serious? Get me the King Boys.
King Boys Towing is the fastest growing tow and recovery company in Birmingham and surrounding areas for one reason. Our customers are our top priority. Whether your car has been in an accident, is stuck in the driveway and won't start, or you just need a tow to your preferred repair shop, give us a call. Our fleet of flatbed tow trucks will provide courteous and fast service. King Boys Towing, 205-428-3235.
Hey, a big shout out to our buddy Phil Boozer and all the gang at Am First for their sponsorship of Thursday Night Lights. Am First puts you first. Branches all over the state of Alabama. We are late first quarter at Ladd Peebles Stadium in Mobile. We've got a good matchup for you tonight. It's not a region game in what is normally a region week, Gerhard, but it's still 2 teams, 2 rival teams within the Mobile area, both having good seasons. Obviously, Vigor having a great season. They're undefeated at this point. But this is going to be a fourth quarter football game. I think we already see that.
That's exactly right. I think both teams coming into this game look really similar. Obviously, lots of pride and really proud programs for the Wolves and the Rams.
Mix with the give up the middle. Bennett is going to be into the end zone for the game's first points. Benjamin Bennett scores his 4th touchdown of the season as Vigor takes the lead.
Excellent play call there, and it's probably something that Coach McKenzie saw with this running game early on. It's a great play call out of the timeout. You see it is well blocked there. You see big number 78 for Vigor coming through with the monster block there and getting the all-state linebacker out of the picture. Great job, Timothy Bolaire. And then running back does the rest for the 4 points of the game.
And Bennett will step up and attempt the extra point. But another flag's coming in. Or do we have a timeout? Let's see. Get the penalty call.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, half the distance to the goal on the defense. Remains 4th down.
This moves it a little closer to the goal line, and it may influence John McKenzie's decision whether to kick the extra point or go for 2.
Considering how well they have run the ball over the last 6 to 7 plays, I won't be a bit surprised if they line it up and try to go in between the tackles or maybe bounce something to the outside, but lots of success here on the run.
So you've got Michael Towner in there set to take the snap, and he's going to take off and try to run for it, and he's going to get in for the 2-point conversion. So that'll make it 8-0 Vigor here with just under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. A very impressive drive by the Wolves as they take the lead here on Thursday Night Lights. We're back to Ladd-Peebles Stadium in Mobile in just a moment.
Every bank has their own app, but it's just that, theirs, not yours. At AmFirst, our app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards you'll love. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you at AmFirst.
Hey, I would like to remind you, coming up next week on Thursday Night Lights, I'm just going to let my cohort here take this one because I'm sitting next to a former Patriot himself. So.
I know this rivalry really well. Homewood and Mountain Brook over from Bob Newton Field at Waldrop Stadium. That is our Thursday night game of the week next week. This will be a really fun one because I haven't been able to check out the alma mater in several years. You know, obviously, being in this business and covering football a little bit more holistically, so it would be good to kind of catch them all 4 quarters against a very, very good Mountain Brook football team that will contend for a state championship. They have another big one this week as well against Briarwood.
And here's Big Ryan Kidd set to kick it off for Vigor as the Wolves have taken the lead in this one over Faith Academy. And here is a nice return by Shamar James. He's all the way out near the 45-yard line, so good starting field position on this drive for the Faith Academy Rams.
Faith Academy did a really good job on their last possession running the football. They ended up turning the ball over on downs late on that 4th and 2. However, won't be a bit surprised to see them continuing with the run. Also, but if they do want a big play, you saw Shamar James there on the kickoff return. He is great with an explosive play. So if they do go down the field, we'll be a bit surprised to see number 5 be a part of the mix.
And the handoff to Burnett. And Burnett, good running once again as he crosses the 50 for a 6-yard gain. We'll make it 2nd and 4.
Nice run there by Burnett, the leading rusher on this football team, to continue this rushing attack here for the Faith Academy Rams. And they've done a good job here throughout the course of this game, both running the ball inside and out, led by a very, very good head football coach, a veteran coach here, now in his 4th season with the Rams.
2nd down and 4. And another flag as we've got movement by the right offensive tackle. Joseph Reynolds, I believe, is a young man who will be called for the penalty.
Prior to the snap, false start. 5-yard penalty on offense. Remain 2nd down.
Vigor defenders were stepping up to the line of scrimmage, and sometimes that makes those offensive linemen a little antsy.
Good look there, the coaching staff for Faith Academy, led by their head coach, Jack French.
2nd and 9 after the penalty. And right up the middle, this is going to be another first down. Hard running by E.J. King. He's just a 9th grader, but he was carrying would-be tacklers with him up the field on this play. Nice job by avoiding the loss as well.
Yeah, you talked about the vision. I think both teams have running backs that can see the hole really well. Opened up for a half second, the big man got through, and then as you mentioned, just being able to carry guys all the way around. So good athleticism and good run there. And we expected Faith Academy to be able to get big plays in the passing game. That's a huge one in the running game.
They are having their way with their rushing attack for sure. 1st down at the 20. This is King again, and he is spun down from behind that time by Vigor's Brandon Whitsett, the senior linebacker. But another Good gain on first down, and most likely the final play of the first quarter as the final seconds tick off the clock here at Ladd Peoples Stadium. It is a good one tonight in Mobile. Thursday night lights statewide on the AHSAA network. Through one quarter, Vigor with an 8-0 lead over Faith Academy.
Every bank has their own app, but it's just that, theirs, not yours. At AmFirst, our app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards you'll love. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you at AmFirst.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
If you look at the numbers, Mobile County Public Schools is making great strides. With more than 53,000 students, 7,000 employees, and 90 schools, we are consistently increasing our 4-year graduation rate and our first-class pre-K program. We continue to strive for national recognition and continue to prepare our students for the global workforce. And we do all of this with one goal in mind, to equip and empower college and career-ready graduates. Mobile County Public Schools. We're learning today, leading tomorrow.
I tell you, if you're a high school sports fan, the show to watch every week to keep up with what's going on around the state is the AHSAA weekly program on Wednesday nights at 6:30 right here on WOTM, hosted by John Holder and presented by our friends at AmFirst. We are getting set for second quarter action from Ladd Peoples Stadium in Mobile. Beautiful night for football. The rain that we've had the last several days, thank goodness, has kind of moved out of the way in time for the games tonight and, of course, tomorrow night. It is Vigor with an 8-0 lead, but I tell you, through one quarter, Gerhard, we talked about how good these defenses have been statistically, but we're seeing a lot of effective running tonight by both offenses.
That's exactly right, and both teams are really good at stopping the run. We've seen that situationally. However, between the 20-yard lines, we have seen great runs, and, of course, Vigor, the first team on the board here in the early stages of this one.
Second down and 4.
Timeout. Defense. Timeout defense. Second charge, timeout.
And you rarely see this, a timeout before the second quarter starts. So Coach McKenzie obviously seeing something in the alignment that he didn't like.
Either alignment, personnel, they didn't have the guys out there. One of the three is very stoic
response. Calling a timeout
here.
And a timeout.
Exactly. And understanding the situation, though, as well, because this is a really important down for Faith Academy, looking at second and short, ball on that 14-yard line, so you have a possibility at several cracks there at the end zone. And this is a coach that comes to Vigor in his second season. He's a veteran college coach. He's had a lot of time there on the next level. I think that's the reason why he gets so much respect. Has more than 30 years of experience overall. Took over last spring, which was difficult for any coach taking on a new job, but especially one with a proud program like Vigor. Wanted to bring that school spirit back. He has certainly done so. It's been a couple years at Kemper County High School in DeKalb, Mississippi. He's also had some college stops as well. We'll talk about those throughout the course of the game.
So now we're set to begin the second quarter with a second down and 3 play. Here's the handoff up the middle to King Jr., and he is stuffed after a short gain as a host of green jerseys wrap him up. Going to make it third down.
Another big third down and short for Vigor. They were in this position not that long ago on their previous set of downs where they ended up not getting on fourth down. So this is a big play call, I think, really for both units right here.
So still third down and 3. Wood looking to throw. Goes up to the end zone, and the pass is caught, but it is out of bounds as Dorian Smith is on the back line. Let's see, did they rule touchdown? They did rule this a touchdown. Let's take another look at this.
Nice play on the play action there, and Wood going deep, and it looked like in real time that there was no way he didn't catch that without his foot going across that back line. It's a great angle by our crew, and I think he was able to tuck that elbow in by just a hair length or two to be able to sneak that one in for the score.
And they go for 2 to try to tie the game. Wood passes away, pass is incomplete. Burnett, the intended receiver. But I tell you, that touchdown, let's go back to that for a moment. That was incredible. You talk about a perfect pass. We'll take another look at it as we go to break in real time. It looked like he might be out of bounds, but instead it is a touchdown. Wood connecting with Dorian Smith. Beautiful throw and catch.
It's a new day here at Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden. Hi, I'm Kevin Riggin, General Manager, and I would like to personally invite you in to see the Team 1 difference. We offer one of the best inventories in North Alabama, and we will always promise the best deal. Visit our service department where we have highly trained technicians and the latest equipment. Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Welcome to the award-winning Choccolocco Park in Oxford, Alabama. We believe Choccolocco Park is the place to be, and our fans agree, describing the park as breathtaking, professional, and fun for all. With plenty of parking, restrooms, concessions, and a top-notch staff, we are confident your experience will be second to none. Join us today at Choccolocco Park.
Hey, remind you, coming up tomorrow night on Friday Night Rivals on My 68, great matchup. Hoover and Spain Park. I tell you, this is always a great game when these two teams get together. Of course, it's an important 7A Region 3 game. Hoover will be heavily favored in the game. We'll see if Spain Park can come up with the upset tomorrow night. You can see the game live right here along My 68 and also replayed on WOTM on Saturday morning. And Gerhard, another look at the touchdown.
I think this is the best angle right here in the back end zone, and you see Dorian Smith just doing a good job of not taking his back foot out of bounds, and his elbow fell with the ball in hand, obviously held it through the catch, and that's 6. What an incredible play there by the junior.
So now Vigor gets the football back. Last time they had it, they marched right down the field and scored their first touchdown of the game. Mixed little play action on first down. Escapes containment and then shows his speed as he picks up 14 yards and an first down as he was able to get around the corner and avoid Colin Guidry, the senior defensive end. This is
exactly what he brings you right here. Nobody open, downfield. Credit to the secondary of the Rams. But as soon as he crosses that line of scrimmage, you see everybody blocking for him, and he's able to hurt you both ways. He has 12 touchdowns through the air, 6 touchdowns on the ground heading into this one.
So just like that, Vigor out at the 43 with a first down. Handoff up the middle. This is Ja'Cory Barnes. Defended well that time as a host of Ram defenders there, led by big number 77, Ernest James Jr. in on another play.
He is one big fella, as you see there, 6'1", 304 pounds. And he can obviously move as well. So just a big guy to be able to stop the run as well as create pressure in passing situations.
Play gain 2, second down and 8. Nix hands off to Coleman. And another good defensive play that time by the Rams. Number 22, Jaden Simmons, the sophomore linebacker, credited with the tackle.
Simmons will get the credit, but keep your eye on 77, the guy we just mentioned, Ernest James Jr. He's the one who locks up that lineman with nowhere to go for the running back there and being able to come and help and tackle what they call gang style. You see the credit for the tackle there for the Rams, but all that was started by the unit up front.
Third down and long now for Vigor. Mix will keep, and he runs into guess who? Big number 77, Ernest James, and Mix fights forward for a good game, but it's going to be just short as they let that play go, and Mix took advantage. It's going to be fourth down and about 1.5 yards. Interesting point on the field here for Coach McKenzie. Does he dare go for it just across midfield?
Seeing as to how, I don't know how he was able to pick up 7 yards on that play, you might as well go for it. It was 3rd and 8, and I have no idea how Mix was able to carry Ernest James Jr., 300-something pounds, and another defender north of 200 pounds for 7 yards there, and I think that Coach is just going to go with the hot hand right now.
Mix under center, takes a snap, able to control it and hand it off, and they're going to wind up getting the first down by Ja'Cory Barnes. Another first down inside the 40. Boy, that play looked doomed on the snap as Mix went under center and kind of did a juggling act here.
It's a good job there of just regrouping and getting the football. That looked like it was going to be a disaster to begin the play, but you're seeing this second effort here by the Wolves running back as well as their quarterback in Mix. They just keep those legs moving. You saw that on 3rd down to create the 4th and short, then you saw it to get the first down.
And here's a first down give, and I tell you, these backs, Ja'Cory Barnes, these guys run hard. Barnes just a sophomore.
If you are an old school football player, you like what you're seeing on the field here today. This is really tough running. We saw it from E.J. King Jr. for the Rams, and we've seen it now from a few backs on the Vigor side, and they're really testing those defensive backs and linebackers to come up and really make a play physically.
2nd down and 1. Mix back under center and pitches it to Coleman, and Coleman kind of pushes his lead blocker up the field, and he's going to have the first down right at the Faith Academy 20-yard line.
And you saw him right after he pushed him. He said, hey, we got to go. You take a look here, and I think he was just looking for somebody to block there. There's really nobody in the area for Bennett, who scored the last touchdown. Watch him here towards the end of the play. Just tells Bennett, hey, we got to go. We got to keep moving here. And Bennett looking for somebody to block. He just didn't have anybody there, but good tough running once again by Coleman, who we've seen time and time again make big plays.
Go back to that Mix run when it looked like he was stopped for no gain. We're going to have movement here by the left guard, number 78, Timothy Bolar. Is going to cost the Wolves 5, but that was a huge play that put him in a makeable 4th and 1, and the drive continuing.
Prior to the snap, false start, 5-yard penalty on the offense. Remains first down.
I'll tell you, the last time Vigor was 6-0 was back in 2018. They went on to play in the state championship, and then you look at this Mix, just, I mean, there's about 4 guys wrapped up on him. Gerhard, this is a state championship contender here in 4A. There's no question.
No question at all about it. And with this football team, and I think you've seen the mentality change with Coach McKenzie.
And here's the handoff right up the middle. Ja'Cory Barnes knocked off his feet by Jaden Simmons, but it's another first down as the Wolves are just churning up the yardage in this running game.
This Vigor team came into the season with just very, very few goals. They obviously wanted to beat their rivals in Blunt. They got the win there, the first game of the season, and they wanted to play on December 3rd, which is a state championship.
Here's Coleman. Dives inside the 15, short gain. So we'll have a 3rd down play coming up. Third and about 3. Football just inside the Rams' 13-yard line. Mix hands off to Coleman. Coleman is stuffed right at about the 12, so he's going to be a yard short of the first down. It'll be 4th.
And a very important development here as well, as you see him putting that helmet back on. He'll have to sit out here, so it's another weapon that you will not have on 4th down. So another 4th down decision here for Coach McKenzie and the Rams, and the Wolves. And I think what we've seen so far with the Rams is with this defense is playing situationally really great football. Can they come up with another big play here? Their defense will be tested here on this play.
They're 1 for 1 on 4th down tries. They go for it again. Mix on the keep, and he's going to cut upfield and get the first down inside right at the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Vigor, and this has turned into a time-consuming drive as well. We're already under 5 minutes to play here in the first half.
Both teams running the ball really well. We talk about situational play calling for Vigor. You saw it on the last 4th down play. Not the prettiest looking play, got a little disjointed, but they were able to move the chains, and they do so again right there. And as you mentioned, I think the biggest thing is just chewing up the clock. Both teams have big play potential downfield. They haven't had to use it today.
Mix hands off to Barnes, stretches it outside, cuts back up, and breaks the plane for the touchdown.
Another second effort play here by the Wolves to be able to get in the end zone, and another tough run there by Ja'Cory Barnes, the sophomore. He doesn't look like a sophomore at all. He certainly has not been skipping workouts. Watch here as the offensive line kind of creates a surge, and this is up to Barnes to be able to get to the outside and make either one guy miss or be able to run over a guy, and he's able to do that and get into the end zone. And I'll tell you what, this rushing attack, we knew going into it, because they have so many weapons, was going to be a strong one, and they have certainly come through here today.
Bennett adds the extra point, extends the lead to 15-6. 4:22 to play in the first half. Vigor leading Faith Academy here on Thursday Night Lights.
Have you seen foam lift concrete? Watch it raise the sidewalk. The poly-level system raises building floors, levels driveways, raises steps. Amazing, isn't it? APS Foundation.
This is your invitation to shop Team 1 Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team 1 Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at team1nissan.com.
Well, Vigor just getting it done in the running game tonight as they are spreading the wealth around to several different running backs. Ja'Cory Barnes taking it in for the 5-yard touchdown a moment ago. It is a 15-6 Vigor lead.
As a team, Vigor was one of the bigger threats in the running game. We obviously knew about their defense coming into this one as the number 3 team in the state, but averaging about 189 rushing yards per game heading into this one. They don't have to utilize the pass a lot, but as we said on their last drive, they do have big play targets down the field. But the running success here against the Rams has just made it to where they haven't had to use it, and they've been able to pick up explosive plays, 20 yards and more, down the field with their run game.
And the kickoff is going to hit at the 23 and go out of bounds. That'll draw a flag, and Faith Academy will have it in good field position here to begin this drive with 4:22. And important drive here for the Rams because their offense hasn't been on the field in what seemed like forever.
Free kick out of bounds. On the kicking team. Chose to re-kick with a 5-yard penalty.
So Faith Academy is going to force Vigor to kick it again.
And I think a lot of this is because they have big Shamar James back there, and if they could find a way to get him the football, they could probably get more yards. I think a lot of people saw that and were like, hey, you had good field position, but you could probably get even better field position if you're forced to kick to big number 5 down there.
Yeah, and really James has only impacted the game on a couple of kickoff returns. Haven't seen him much other than that, as Vigor has kind of played keep away with their running game on offense.
That's one of the things you are looking forward to here as the Rams are down a score. Do they now put the ball in the air a little bit? The running game still has worked out here.
And here's a return by Tyrell Dotson. And he is getting tackled at about the 40-yard line, and so Faith Academy will send the offense back out on the field with 4:13 to play. And there you see quarterback Colton Wood, who threw the touchdown pass to Dorian Smith.
Very efficient passer is Colton Wood. Comes into this one averaging about 76 or 67% as far as his completion percentage. Spreads the ball out a lot. He's also a force with his feet as well. So it's a really, really productive quarterback here for the Rams.
First down at the 41. Wood fakes. And this play is kind of a disaster there as Vigor all over it. Sniffing that one out, getting the pressure on Wood, and also blowing up any screen possibility.
That's exactly right. That's just good assignment football there on the screen. You heard some of the coaches calling it out there. Just screen, and they were able to get to their positions as far as the defensive line getting the pressure, and that second unit with the linebackers and defensive back being able to cover up any screen opportunities.
And here's the handoff to King Jr., and play defended well by the Vigor D. And this is going to set up a 3rd down and 8 for Faith Academy.
Abraham Daniels, number 6, doing a good job of being physical and meeting the running back there at the point of attack at the offensive line. So what we have seen, these extended drives by Faith Academy, now they're facing a 3rd and long situation. And they really, really need to pick up a first down here.
And Wood hands it off. And nowhere to go for Christian Burnett as he runs right into Abraham Daniels. And so an outstanding defensive series. This is our first 3 and out for either defense in this first half.
I think the adjustments in the running game have now come by Vigor's defense. I expect Faith Academy to do the same, but there you see big number 7, Michael Towner. You mentioned Daniels on the play as well. Daniels in on the play in their previous down as well. So that front 7 really doing a good job. No matter where they're lined up, it's a really versatile group that can line up as a defensive end or a linebacker. At that time, 3 plays, and the series is now over.
And we've got a stoppage of play.
Prior to the snap, delay a game. 5-yard penalty on offense. Remains 4th down.
So Vigor's going to get it back. They only have 1 timeout, but they have time, 2.5 minutes to play here. And this will be an important series for both of these teams. Vigor would love to go up 2 touchdowns at halftime. And a mishandled punt, but I believe Vigor was able to jump back on it. So good job there by May Jordan to get back on top of it and avoid the turnover. So 2:10 to play as we get another look at the punt.
Yeah, punt right there and just sliding back up. And I think the ball just took a nice friendly bounce right back into the hands of the green and white. And that would have been a disaster for the Wolves, but now they get the football back, and as you mentioned, plenty of time by their standards to be able to put together a drive and try to score again. Meanwhile, Faith Academy, their defense, you would expect like Vigor's defense, to make the adjustment and play well off the run.
Mixed little play action on first down. Now he will take off and run. I tell you, that Faith Academy cannot bring this young man down. He has had some very effective runs there. He picks up an Amherst first down.
Very confident football player. He doesn't force anything. Watch this. He knows, you can tell he wants to get the ball downfield. Doesn't force it. Keeps his eyes down the field. And as soon as he crosses the line of scrimmage, he just tries the best he can to pick up some tough yardage. And then when everything collapses, just gently walks out of bounds. That is a sign of a veteran and a leader. That's exactly what Mix has been for this team.
6'3", 220. An arm tackle is not going to get it against this young man tonight. Here's the delayed give to Coleman. And Coleman is hit by Tinian Goodwill right at the 50. 3-yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. See what Mix dials up here. Low snap, he handles it. Pass over the middle, and it skips in front of the intended receiver. You see number 3, May Jordan, was the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Going to the middle of the field. They had some success there on their drive previously where they scored the first touchdown of the football game, and going back to the middle of the field there. Pass that Mix certainly wants back, but you see exactly where Vigor is trying to attack this defense in the passing game. They haven't had to utilize it a whole lot, but they like the middle of the field so far.
Big play here for the Rams defense. 3rd and 7, and the pass is incomplete. It was intended for Jermaine Coleman, a little behind him. He took a shot too. It'll be 4th down.
Carson Ratliff doing a good job there from his linebacker spot. Playing it really well, just following right out of the backfield. So even if he did catch it, had a chance to dislodge it. So nice job by Faith Academy. And Faith will see a punting situation here, possibly for Vigor and Faith Academy, with all 3 of their complement of timeouts, and probably get the football back.
So Ryan Kidd with a low line drive kick that is not a very good one. It'll be interesting to see where the official spots this one. I think he's got to come on up the field. And the clock continues to run, so we'll have to deal with that as well. And while they sort all that out, we're going to take a look at our upcoming Thursday Night Lights schedule. As we've already mentioned, coming up next week at Dandy, Mountain Brook at Homewood. Then the next week down to a 1A matchup. 2 really top 1A schools across the state as Maplesville and Autaugoville will do battle. Then we'll wrap up the regular season on October 28th as Oxford will travel to Central of Phoenix City, who looks very strong this year.
They certainly do, and you see there nice little complement of teams, 7A to 1A. Saw what Central Phoenix City was able to do last week with a big upset over Auburn.
First down for Wood, and he is flushed out of the pocket and just gets rid of it to avoid the sack. Okay, the Vigor defense, they're getting a lot of pressure on Wood, and you'll see it here.
Just nowhere to go with the football, already in the shotgun formation, then does his drop back, and even still with all that space between the ball and the line of scrimmage, Vigor able to get there, put the pressure on, and pick up the nice quarterback hurry. Nothing downfield, so you know the coverage was really solid for the Wolves as well.
And they're going to call grounding here against Faith Academy. This will pretty much kill this drive.
Certainly will, outside of just going as deep as you can, and they have targets down there. You saw Dorian Smith
Intentional
earlier.
grounding, 5-yard penalty from the spot and loss of down. He's 2nd down.
So you got to be careful here if you're Coach French's offense. You don't want to turn it over See how they play it here on 2nd down and 20. Wood has it go off the hands of Dotson, and had the look of an interception there as Jermaine Coleman couldn't quite track it down.
One of the things you just said is you do not want to have a turnover in this situation, and had that tip drill been executed perfectly by Vigor, he takes it in for 6. So fortunate down there for the Rams.
They go conservative and run the football. And this is Edwin King Jr. And Vigor's going to use that final timeout. It's going to be 4th down. They're going to force a punt, get the ball back. See what they can do with the final
That'll be the
seconds of the first half.
Timeout of the half.
Vigor got the ball first in this one, so Coach McKenzie knows that Faith Academy will get it next. So maybe he has a couple of plays he likes drawn up out of his 2-minute situation where he can get the ball quickly down the field. We haven't seen a ton from the passing game out of Vigor here today. A couple of times down the field, in the middle of the field, and you'd expect to see a really good play call here by a really solid head coach from Vigor, and a really well executed game, I think, overall between both these teams, especially from the number 3 team in the state right now out of Class 4A.
I'll tell you, the difference in this game has been Vigor quarterback Anthony Mix and his ability to run the football. He has been the X factor in this first half. So that incompleted pass looms large here and gives Vigor an opportunity here. And the punt gets out of there. And it is caught on the run by Vigor's Jaleel Johnson, and the Wolves are going to have outstanding field position, and they're going to have 38 seconds to work with, but again, no timeouts.
That's the big part of what they have there, and good job there on the return for Vigor, being able to pick up some yards. The Rams showed a different set there on their punt, with traditional and then a non-traditional looking punt, still kicked the football away, and they're able to pick up some yards. So we'll see here if Coach McKenzie likes anything specifically. He has 4 receivers back to the top of the screen. Last time they did this, they went back to the one-on-one.
Mix lobs it downfield and almost intercepted by Dorian Smith. And now on the other side, Vigor's played such a good first half, they don't want to turn it over here in the final minute.
We've already seen Dorian Smith come away with one crazy catch to make the touchdown for Faith Christian. That time almost doing the exact same thing on defense.
So 2nd and 10. Coleman goes out once again, 4 receivers split to the wide side of the field. Mix is going to heave it downfield and take a shot, and it's almost intercepted. Dorian Smith got his hands on it at around the 10-yard line.
They had a couple of these up their sleeve, but good job there by Faith Academy's Dorian Smith once again, just making him come back on the recovery. He had him, you saw him wide open there for a little bit, hung that ball up, and Smith able to come back and recover, which would have been a backbreaker for the Rams. Instead, it just gently falls incomplete.
Even if you throw the interception on a long pass like that, it's not a bad play. Here they run the draw, and it'll be stopped at the 43, and unless Faith Academy calls a timeout, that should be the final play of the first half. And that will take us to the end of the half. A very good first half from Ladd Peoples Stadium in Mobile, as undefeated Vigor will take a 15-6 lead into the locker room. A very solid first half here tonight for the Vigor Wolves. We'll hope to catch up with Coach McKenzie in just a moment. Actually, we have Coach McKenzie joining us now. Coach, a very solid first half for your team. You really controlled the clock with your running game.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a good offensive line and a good run. We got a good tandem of running backs that can control the game, and you know, we kind of that 2-minute drill was kind of sloppy, so that's what's on my mind now. But yeah, as long as we can run the ball, we'll be okay.
It looks like also Faith Academy was able to run the ball well early on, but situationally, your guys played really well, getting the turnover on downs and being able to kind of stuff that run and be able to hold them to that one possession there, one touchdown. It seems like the possessions will be a lot shorter in this half or in this game overall. What's your message to your ball club here at halftime?
Well, again, I was kind of surprised about them being able to run the ball so well against us, and you know, they kind of controlled the first quarter. You know, offensively, we okay, but the defense normally don't let a team run the ball against us. But I think number 5 is out, and that kind of changed some of they play calling, and they gonna hang heavily on the run. But that's why we just got to make the adjustment coming out of halftime. We just got to play a little harder, a little smarter. You know, I'm just disappointed the way we finished that half.
Coach, thanks for taking the time to speak with us, and we'll let you join your team in the locker room.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, that's Vigor coach John McKenzie joining us here as he heads in to talk to his team. We are at halftime, Thursday Night Lights. We're in Mobile, a good one. It is Vigor with a 15-6 lead over Faith Academy.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school, plus all those memories that are on the line too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
At Team One Toyota, you'll always find the car you want at a price you'll love. And shopping with Team One Toyota is like no other experience. Right now, you can custom order your brand new Toyota. You can pick the color you want, the trim you want, the interior you want, all the equipment and technology you'll want. And this month, when you come into the dealership to custom order your Toyota with us, we'll take an additional $500 off. A lot is changing in the car business because we're the ones changing it. Choose Team One Toyota, where we're driven by great people and great prices.
Welcome to the award-winning Chocolaca Park in Oxford, Alabama. We believe Chocolaca Park is the place to be, and our fans agree, describing the park as breathtaking, professional, and fun for all. With plenty of parking, restrooms, concessions, and a top-notch staff, we are confident your experience will be second to none. Join us today at Chocolaca Park.
Back to Lad People Stadium in Mobile, continuing coverage here at halftime between Faith Academy and Vigor. We'll have our also regular halftime segment, our Ask Roger piece, presented by Alabama Professional Services.
Hello, Birmingham. I'm Ashley Daniels with today's Ask Roger segment. Of course, joining me today is Roger.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Well, we've had a ton of rain this summer. I think we all know that. And that can really do a lot of damage to your foundation. What can people look for, or are there signs that you do have damage?
Well, what you can do is look around the outside of your home, especially when it's really rainy. Rain will wash the foundation mud away and all like that. So look for cracks in your foundation. Look for water coming into your basement and stuff like that. That means we have a foundation problem. This way you can come out, look at it. We can give you an easy fix for it because it's easier to fix it at the beginning than toward the end. Then it gets very expensive to get it fixed.
What can happen if you don't get it fixed?
You can have a house slide off of a mountain and stuff like that, and sometimes it can get up in the $60,000 and $70,000 to get it fixed. At the very beginning, it might be $2,000 or $3,000, but toward the end, it can get very expensive.
It just gets worse.
Correct.
Okay.
But on the other hand, a lot of people don't understand that when it starts drying up, we have issues also with foundations. They also need to look for cracks and all like that. They can go upstairs, look for cracks around doors and everything like that. This way they'll know if something's going on, because during dry seasons, the ground dries up, shrinks, and the foundation is going to follow the ground.
I do remember a few years ago when we had a drought.
Correct.
And, you know, it had been raining a lot before, and then we had this drought, and so that can really do damage on a house.
A lot of damage. And usually on a drought, you don't see the problem for about 2 years.
All right. If you have any questions, you can email Roger at askroger@alabamaprofessional.com.
Ask Roger is brought to you by Alabama Professional Services.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
This is your invitation to shop Team One Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team One Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at team1nissan.com.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Halftime at Lad People Stadium in Mobile between Faith Academy and Vigor. So we step aside here at halftime. We'll catch up with John Holder, who caught up with one of the more legendary coaches in all of high school football, Fife head coach Paul Benningfield.
Back on the AHSAA Weekly presented by America's First Federal Credit Union. We are very pleased to be joined this week by one of the finest coaches in the state, of one of the finest programs in the state. Paul Benefield is the head coach of the Fife Red Devils. His football team beat rival Plainview last week 45-19, and in doing so won their 50th consecutive football game. Coach, that is just incredible. You have not lost a football game since 2017. Just kind of take us through these last 50 games. This is just remarkable, I think.
You see me shaking my head, don't you? I don't know what to say about it. You know, it takes a lot of. I've said this, I guess, several times the last few days, but it takes a lot of hard work and takes a lot of luck sometimes too. You know, I mean, I got good, hard-working players and coaches and good administration to stand behind me, but you know, it just is more things. It's just, sometimes it's just lucky.
Coach, it came out this week that with 50 straight wins, not only are they holding the record right now for consecutive wins in the state of Alabama, you're still 4 wins away from the all-time record, but right now you have the current longest win streak in the state, but you also have the current longest win streak in the country right now. What's that say about Fife and the community, the football team? That's a milestone. If it ended tomorrow, that's a huge accomplishment. Well, just tell us about the team and the community and what that means to them to have this kind of a national record right now.
Well, I don't know. You know, just all this kind of came out Saturday when they started talking about a national longest streak in the nation. But, you know, I'm just trying to stay focused on the next game and trying to keep our kids the same way, because that's how you have win streaks, is stay focused on the next opponent and not be worried about something up ahead. And it's just, you have to let the kids buy into what you're saying instead of sometimes what their parents are saying, what the community is saying, and, you know, quit talking about things that don't matter and just let's talk about the next game. But, you know, it's been hard the last couple of days, and maybe someday I can sit around and smile about it. I don't know, and enjoy it.
Coach, again, I know you don't want to talk about this, but it's out there. Obviously, people are looking ahead a little bit, as folks tend to do, fans, media folks like that. You've got a chance now, a realistic chance of maybe setting the all-time state longest winning streak record set by Clay County back in the mid-90s, 94-97. You are a veteran coach, so you observed that winning streak that Clay County had back in the mid-90s. Did you ever think that you would be coaching a team that had a chance to maybe set that record?
No, and I told News Today, a reporter, that, you know, to be mentioned in the same sentence with Clay County and Coach Horn is a pretty big deal to me. I know our kids don't know that, but I do. I know that, you know, I went to see them play a lot and admired the way they did things, and me and Coach Horn's good friends, and you know, still, even though it's 5 games away, that's a lot of games, and we don't have one of those teams just going to dominate or that's real talented this year. And we lost a lot of really good seniors. We got kids that's working hard, trying to do the best they can do, and they are so far. But we still making a lot of mistakes. But just to be mentioned with the same breath as those Clay County teams or Hoover or whoever, that Hazelwood. I saw an article I guess today in the state website about that, and it's pretty awesome to me, because I am an old man, and I'm really big fans of those people. And to me, when I was 21 years old, Hazelwood, you know, was it.
Yes.
And that's just a pretty big deal.
Coach Benefield, 242 wins, only 26 losses. That's I think right at a 90% winning percentage in the last 20 years at Fife. You mentioned losing players. That's the nature of high school football. You're going to lose outstanding players every year, but yet you continue to win. Everybody wants to know around the state, what's the secret sauce in Fife that makes this winning continue year after year after year?
I have had that question a few hundred times, but you know, hard work and discipline goes a long way, and but you know, there's a lot goes into hard work and discipline that, you know, everybody may say they're working hard, and all of us coaches think we do, but I'm pretty tough on those kids, and you know, we do a lot of things right outside the field, and try to be the best people we can be to begin with. And you know, we're not perfect, and kids are not perfect, but I don't put up with a lot of stuff, and I don't have a large number of players ever usually on my team, and you know, some kids just don't want that tough discipline no more, and even though it's the best thing for them, they don't want it. But they get a lot of that at Fife, I feel like, and maybe too much sometimes. I'm sure some people think, but you know, I just can't help it. I can't. I'm one of those that can't watch lackluster workouts or lackluster practices, or you know, I just can't do it. And the people that are out there that's like that know what I'm talking about. That it's just if you're a competitor, you can't stand. As I always say, you know, losers hate winners and winners hate losers, and I don't want to. You know, I don't even want a loser to be on my team if I'm playing rook. You know, I want to win the game, but you know, I feel like I keep my class about it when, you know, when we do lose, but I don't know what the secret is, but hard work is behind all of it, and discipline. I can tell you that.
Coach Benefield, congratulations to you and your teams plural, through the years of all the great wins you've had up there, and the great job that your team this year is doing. We wish you and your program best wishes throughout the rest of this 2021 season. Thank you for joining us here on the AHSAA Weekly.
Thank you very much.
Paul Benefield, head coach of the Fife Red Devils, 50 straight wins and counting. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
We're back at Lad People Stadium, halftime of this one between Faith Christian and Vigor. Meanwhile, our game of the week next week should be a good one out of Class 6A, Mountain Brook and Homewood. Our John Holder caught up with head coach Chris Yeager as well as Ben Bergeson of Homewood.
Back on the AHSAA Weekly, our AHSAA statewide game of the week for Thursday night. October 14th is going to be a dandy. We're talking about a region battle in Class 6A in Metro Birmingham between two tradition-rich programs, Mountain Brook and Homewood. We have the head coach of the Mountain Brook Spartans, Coach Chris Yeager, with us again on the AHSAA Weekly. Coach, glad to have you with us again this week.
John, it's my pleasure.
Coach, we spoke early in the year. At that time, you were 2-0. Now we come back and you're 5-1. Your only loss to the #1 ranked team in the state in 7A. But in region play, you're undefeated. So obviously you're battling right now for a region championship. You got some big games coming up, Briarwood, and then this game with Homewood. Your team obviously playing very, very well again here in 2021.
Well, I think that we're getting better every week. And then, you know, that's the key. You know, when you start out and you're 0-0, everybody's excited about playing and practicing. And then as the game wears on, the journey continues. You know, sometimes you get bored with doing the same things over and over, but, you know, champions don't. And so, you know, you just try to get better 1% every day in everything that you do. And I feel like our team, I feel like we're trending upward, and we just need to keep doing that.
Coach, you mentioned improving week to week. Maybe who are some guys that early in the season you maybe didn't know about, hadn't proven themselves, but over the last month or so of the season have really stepped up and have provided some great play for your team?
Well, you know, our defense, they've played unbelievable. You know, John McMillan's been a big playmaker. Jones Beavers, Trent Wright. You know, we've scored a lot of points on defense this year. And one of the things that's helped us do that is our kicking game. Reed Harradine, you know, he's put us in a position where most offenses are starting deep in their territory. And then the defense, they've been very opportunistic. We've had, like I said, we scored several points off of defense, and then they've given us a short field a lot of the time. So, you know, that's a pretty good combination to be successful on offense. You know, John Collins' first year to start at quarterback, and, you know, he's done a good job. He's gotten better every week. You know, he's a very intelligent young man. He's plays on our basketball team. But, you know, the thing that I've been pleased with him is his decision-making process and just his week-to-week growth.
We continue now talking with, again, one of the head coaches of one of the top programs in the state of Alabama, tradition-rich program, the Homewood Patriots, Coach Ben Bergeson. Coach, glad to have you with us here on the AHSAA Weekly.
Thank you for having me.
Coach, you're in the middle of a very heated region race. You got a Shays Valley game coming up, and then on Thursday night, October 14th, back at Waldrop Stadium, you got Mountain Brook coming in. Two teams that are sitting there with only a loss apiece. You're undefeated in region play. This is a monster game that is going to be our AHSAA statewide game of the week right here on WOTM next Thursday. Tell us about where your football team is right now.
Well, we're playing really well right now, and we've had a really tough schedule, and it's really prepared us for now. We had Vestavia Hillcrest right out the gate, and those were two really tough games. And we've won games in every way you could win this year. So we're ready for this part of the season.
Coach, as far as the region goes, of course, you've got three teams there at the top that are mighty good. Your football team, Mountain Brook and Briarwood Christian. We hear a lot about 7A Region 3, but your region is just as tough, top to bottom, especially there at the top, including your football team. Just kind of size up this region and the football that's being played there in the Metro Birmingham area, especially over the mountain.
It's just, it's a really tough region. Since Mountain Brook joined us, they had a monster season last year. And, Briarwood, there's a lot of history and tradition between us and Briarwood. It's a lot of fun to be in this region.
Coach, who are some of the guys that we can look forward to, folks watching Thursday night, October 14th from Waldrop Stadium? Who are some of the guys from Homewood that maybe folks around the state will need to be looking out for during that game?
Well, we're not afraid to put the ball in the air, and we've got a really good quarterback this year, and he's only a junior in Woods Ray, and we've got a great receiving crew, and we're just playing really well, and our offensive line's really gelling right now. We scored 49 points 2 weeks in a row now, so and our defense is playing well too. So we're just really gelling right now, playing well at the right time.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Tired of being treated as a zero at car dealers? Well, at the Serra Automotive Group in Sylacauga, you're the hero with zero down and low monthly payments. Tony Serra Ford says try zero down on F-150s with payments starting at $419 per month. Serra Honda says zero down on Civic LXs starting at $339 per month. Serra Nissan says zero down on new Nissan Kicks and payments starting at $299 per month. At Serra Automotive, you're never a zero with zero down and low monthly payments. Serra Automotive, located on Highway 280 in Sylacauga.
Welcome to the award-winning Chocolaca Park in Oxford, Alabama. We believe Chocolaca Park is the place to be, and our fans agree, describing the park as breathtaking, professional, and fun for all. With plenty of parking, restrooms, concessions, and a top-notch staff, we are confident your experience will be second to none. Join us today at Chocolaca Park.
And back live at Ladd Peebles Stadium in Mobile. Thursday Night Lights. Mickey Shadricks, Gerhard Mathangani with you. And this has been a good non-region matchup as we expected. It is Vigor with a 15-6 lead here at the break. And Gerhard, this has been a great first half for Vigor, especially the way they've controlled the clock and ran the football.
One of the things that Coach McKenzie told you and I going into halftime is how well they have run the ball, but also Faith Christian. We saw a lot of that early on. The first touchdown of the game was Benjamin Bennett, a two-point conversion by Michael Towner, making it 8-0. A sensational catch here by Dorian Smith to put the Rams on the board, 8-6. A nice tough run here that led to a fourth down conversion. It ended up being in another touchdown for the Wolves. Ja'Cory Barnes would be able to get the 6-yard touchdown run. to put them up 15-6. But you mentioned how good this running game has been for both teams here, and we've seen that in the early stages of this one, and I expect to continue seeing that here in the second half. However, Faith Academy certainly does need some big plays in the passing game, and I wonder if we'll see that, especially early on here in the third quarter.
2 big fourth down conversions. Anthony Mix, the quarterback for Vigor, really making a big difference in this game with his ability to run the ball when plays break down and extend plays, and that has really made a big difference in time of possession. And Faith Academy's got to find a way to get some more snaps in this second half.
You called him the X Factor. You called Mix the X Factor. I think now the Rams will need to find their X Factor going into this one.
And they do get the football to begin the second half. And here is the return by Tyrell Dotson. And so Faith Academy will come out 1st and 10. And there you see quarterback Colton Wood. He did have the touchdown pass to Dorian Smith that you saw in those highlights, the only points of the first half for Faith Academy. And Colton Wood really started feeling the pressure from the Vigor defense, Gerhard. They were really getting after him, especially in that second quarter.
Really made it tough, especially in the passing game, for Wood to get anything off. We'll see if they've made any adjustments. I think that's the key word. You heard it from Coach McKenzie earlier. How much can they make the adjustments both offensively and on D?
And they start out with 5 receivers in this formation. There's the pressure right away, and Wood just takes off. He didn't pause that time. He didn't hesitate. He just immediately advanced the football up the field. We talked in the first half how he is an effective runner, and this is a nice first down run here.
An effective runner is a good word for it, because here, once again, he's able to just get the ball down the field and not put himself in a situation where he creates a negative play for his football team. He's only really had one mistake when he had the intentional grounding earlier, but outside of that, he's been playing a very fine ball game.
And again, 5 receivers. 3-man rush by Vigor. Wood will take off again. So 2 consecutive scrambles here by the quarterback, and it's an first down for Faith Academy. Interesting formation here by Coach French, Gerhard, as they come out with 5 receivers here to begin the second half.
Trying to spread it out, and I get I understand it because Vigor has played so well between the tackles. However, really disciplined football there by the Vigor front 7. But a good counter to that is a quarterback that can run the football, and now he's got a first down.
Wood again gets it out of his hands quickly. And this is caught. Tinian Goodwill down the sideline is going to be hit and shoved out of bounds at the 15-yard line by Farron Brown Jr., but it is a huge play and an first down.
This is exactly what Faith Academy needed there. A little wide receiver screen, be able to hit him there on the outside, and then he just uses his speed to get past the Vigor defense. Excellent play call here. So we've seen a couple of good plays by Wood, and then nice play there to get another first down.
So formation-wise, they've been able to spread out this Vigor defense a little bit, and just like that, Faith Academy's down at the Vigor 16-yard line. Can they finish the drive against this tough Vigor defense? Wood on the keep. He's inside the 10, gets a great block from his wide receiver, and he scores the touchdown. Credit Tinian Goodwill on the previous play on the catch and run, and then the block there that springs his quarterback for the touchdown.
The momentum rolling all the way of Faith Academy, and certainly because of what Wood was able to do. You called it on the block, and they were able to just have the numbers on the outside, and then Goodwill, who, as you said, great catch and a good play yards after the catch to be able to spring that first down play, and then with the seal block and help seal it.
And the extra point is wide left, so it is no good. Score remains 15-12. Vigor's lead, though, has been cut to 3. This big play here to Tinian Goodwill, and then the touchdown here by Colton Wood as Faith Academy pulls to within 3.
I was finally ready to buy my first home after renting for the last several years. As I started my search, I got overwhelmed by how many websites and confusing listings there are. That's when I found the experts at ERA King. To me, ERA means expertise, reliability, and activity. I depended on them to find a home in my budget, and they didn't stop working until the keys were in my hands. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
And I'd like to remind you that if you like to have fun, who doesn't, right? Well, Big Time Entertainment is your fun headquarters. It is brand new. It is open right on exit 185 in Oxford, right off of I-20. Over 70,000 square feet of all kinds of fun and amazing one-of-a-kind indoor go-kart arena. There is multiple bowling lanes upstairs and downstairs, an outdoor putt-putt course, an elevated ninja challenge course, and much more. Big Time Entertainment at exit 185 off I-20 in Oxford. Coach French likes to have fun, and he seems like, you know, you don't see any difference in his demeanor no matter what's going on, but I can tell you he's got to be happy with the way his team has started this third quarter.
The Rams had the ball 3 times in that first half. They got all the way down there on that first drive, turnover on downs. They were able to get the big touchdown play. However, to come out of the gate with a big drive, use your quarterback with your run, a nice wide receiver screen to get a big play, and your quarterback puts it in for the touchdown run. He's got to be pleased with the execution here in the second half.
So we'll see how Vigor handles their first offensive series, and that young man, Anthony Mix, the quarterback, has had himself a big game. But Faith Academy throws a big punch to start this third quarter, and they really needed that drive. First down, this is Coleman. And that was a shoestring tackle by Ryan Mills, getting him down low as Coleman falls forward for about a 3-yard gain.
Falling forward is kind of the key thing here with the Wolves. Seemingly every runner, whether it's Mix from his quarterback position or any of the weapons that have carried the ball out of the backfield, they all seemingly have that trait.
They gave him 5 yards on the forward progress, so 2nd and 5. Coleman tries again and wrapped up down low by Jaden Simmons. Nice one-on-one tackle there by the sophomore.
These play designs are designed to do that. Make the defense make a one-on-one play. That time, being able to do so, Simmons not even having to shed a block and coming through with the tackle. Excellent play there by the sophomore.
Here's a huge 3rd and 5. Again, the Rams defense pitched to first 3 and out. We'll see. Mix trouble with the snap. Will take off and try to run for it, and he runs right into Edwin King Jr. And a nice play there by Jr., and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Talked on the previous play where Simmons came and made an open field tackle. King Jr. that time doing a good job of just staying in place. That's another snap, though, on a big play by Vigor. The quarterback center exchange, the first time was under center, that time in the shotgun just doesn't go as planned. They were bailed out of it last time, picking up the first down on their way to a touchdown. That time, good play there by the Rams defense.
You notice Mix still falls forward for 3 yards. He is a physical runner. We've got a whistle. I think they're gonna, the whistle came before the punt. We had our fair share of flags in the first half. Let's see what the call is here. So I guess the whistle was just because the punt went out of bounds rather quickly. Look at the field position here. What a start here for the second half. Faith Academy here. They got 1st and 10 at the Vigor 46. They have never led in the game. They've got an opportunity with the ball here thanks to their defense and the poor punt. Here comes the pressure. Wood over the middle. Pass is behind Dorian Smith, the intended receiver. And again, Wood just doesn't have any time at all to really set his feet and throw downfield.
That time the blitz coming from the top of the screen there, where you have 2 guys, essentially a defensive end and a linebacker, and only able to pick up 1. Watch here on the right-hand side of your screen as the pressure comes and just forces that throw there. We saw Wood earlier when he was pressured, doing a good job of being able to tuck it and run it. We'll see if he continues to make that adjustment if the Wolves continue to blitz.
2nd and 10. Wood fires downfield, incomplete, intended for Tinian Goodwill, who was double covered in the Vigor secondary.
Well, after Goodwill's huge play there on the wide receiver screen, and we're not going to let them get there. And you see kind of maybe not expecting that snap to come that quickly.
This young man has no time at all to throw.
He's really dialing up the pressure, is Vigor, and they've been able to do it both with the blitz and just coming with 4. So really versatile defense.
3rd and 10. Here they come again. A little swing pass out in the flat to King Jr. Nice play design, and King Jr. gets it down to the 36-yard line. And that is going to be very close to an AM first down.
That's a quarterback's best friend. Whenever you do have the blitz coming, if you can get the ball out to your running back that can pick up some of the yards after the catch. Watch here as King Jr. is in the backfield. And since he's not in pass protection, he's out there. And one of the weapons he can go to, just check it down to him. He can pick up some yards.
You get the feeling Coach French kind of challenged his guys in the locker room at halftime.
Most certainly, and you could tell that the momentum is completely different here in the second half.
Wood throws behind Dorian Smith. Play looked out of sync there. It'll be 2nd and 10.
You just mentioned just the bounce with which they've played with on both sides of the football. I think really leads to the fact that they've been able to internalize the veteran coach's message and come out here, and you're seeing a lot of leadership, I'm thinking, from everybody on this unit. That time you saw from King to Wood.
2nd and 10 at the Vigor 36. 3-man rush. They still get pressure on Wood, and he is not wasting any time on deciding to run, and that's a good thing. He's able to get some positive yardage here to make it 3rd down and manageable. 3rd and short coming up.
There you see the triple team on Vigor's big number 9, and we saw earlier Ryan Kidd.
But you're right, they even get pressure with 3. It doesn't matter how many they rush. So it's 3rd down and 6. Wood, pass downfield, wide open at the 20-yard line is Michael Inge, his first catch of the game, and it is an AM first down.
Another big play down the field here for the Rams. Coming with the blitz once again, and just finds the soft spot in that defense and picks up the necessary yardage for the 1st down. We saw Vigor do it with their running game, and I think we're starting to see the passing game really work out here for the Rams.
Talked about Mix in his first half. This young man is having himself a good 3rd quarter. Throws to the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. Boy, he almost had Tinian Goodwill for the go-ahead touchdown.
We saw them trying to go one-on-one a little earlier, going back at the well here. Excellent one-on-one coverage there. Give a lot of credit to Jaleel Johnson. Good coverage there for Vigor, but it's exactly what Faith Academy wanted there. Being able to go back to the guy who just made the play on their last possession, Mr. Goodwill.
2nd and 10. Wood hands it off this time, and great penetration by Vigor's Brandon Whitsitt. Christian Burnett picking up very little, so it's going to be 3rd and long coming up. Injured Faith Academy player down at the 19-yard line. They'll stop the clock with 6:01 here in the 3rd.
A lot of players there in that area.
We'll step aside for a break and return to Lad People Stadium.
Every bank has their own app, but it's just that, theirs, not yours. At AmFirst, our app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards you'll love. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you at AmFirst.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
And we're back midway through the third quarter. Injured player was able to get up and get off the field under his own power, so that is great news for Faith Academy. And Hard, we think the Rams are going without one of their key players. Shamar James has been a no-show here so far in the second half, and I believe the young man has an injury.
Yeah, that's right. We're looking to confirm it down on the sideline. We saw during the last injury break a big guy on crutches, so we'll get to the bottom of that.
3rd and 12. Is about to be 3rd and 17.
Prior to the snap, false start, 5-yard penalty on the offense. Remains 3rd down.
And if that is indeed the case, that is obviously, that's the young man we spotlighted in the open in our key player segment. He's a Florida commit, dynamic playmaker. He has really not been seen on the field very much here in this game. Pass down toward the end zone into double coverage, incomplete. And credit there, Brendan May Jordan getting his hand on that football.
Good play call. I like the play call overall, but better defense there by Vigor. We talked about James earlier. This is where they miss him, and that is him right there. That is Shamar James there on crutches. We don't know the nature of the injury, but this is the number 5 player in the state of Alabama. We said earlier, committed to Florida. He had offers from you name it. If they're a school that plays football in Division I, he had an offer from him. And that is a big, big loss there for the Rams.
So on 4th down, they're going to try the field goal. The kick is up, and it's short. It was on target, not enough on it. So the drive ends with no points for Faith Academy. Vigor will take over with 5:23 to play here in the 3rd. As we inch closer toward playoff time, we remind you WOTM is your exclusive TV home for all the AHSAA championship events, including the next event on the calendar, which is, of course, the Super 7. WOTM is not part of your provider's channel lineup. Call and request that they add WOTM. First down, handoff. Very little running room that time for the Vigor back.
You see all the running adjustments that Vigor's defense made against Faith Academy, and it looks like Faith Academy has done exactly that on their side of the football on defense. Really been able to come up with the adjustments here. Held them to essentially a 3-and-out on their last drive, and nice first down play.
Makes hands off. This is Barnes, cuts it back to the left, and he is wrapped up and taken down by Goodwill at the 25. Going to be 3rd and short.
We're saying Goodwill play a really solid second half here. He came through with a big play on the wide receiver screen and then made the key block for his quarterback that got in with a touchdown. That time coming up with a nice defensive play. Tinian Goodwill, a sophomore, really showing some promise.
So 3rd and 5, another chance for this Faith Academy defense to get off the field. They did on the last series. Here's the handoff to Barnes, and he's going to bull his way forward for the first down. It is an Amherst first down out at the 32.
It's got to be really demoralizing for a defense. You play really well on 1st and 2nd down, but this running attack continues to bulldoze their way through the Ram defense, and we've seen Ja'Cory Barnes over and over again. And because they don't have to rely on one guy, it makes this running attack just so dangerous. Barnes was a two-headed monster in that backfield with Coleman.
That was a big 3rd down conversion. And here, Coleman, nifty running, slipping through tackles behind the line of scrimmage and brings it out to the 42.
Still have no idea how he got into the backfield here. This is well defended by Faith Academy, but just can't get him down. And just good awareness there by Coleman, making sure the knee doesn't touch the ground, and he's able to stay on his feet and pick up some yards. It's a two-headed real monster here with the running backs, with Barnes and Coleman, wearing number 5 and number 4. Coleman, a senior, and Barnes, a sophomore.
And can turn into a 3-headed monster when you factor in quarterback Anthony Mix, who runs it here. And Mix is out across the 45, gain of 6.
And I think on the last 3 downs, you saw the strength of this offense. You saw Coleman with the escapability on the previous play. You saw Barnes with the downhill running. And then you see Mix right there just being able to get what he can and get out of bounds. He is too important to this football team to lower his shoulder and risk any kind of injury. Not saying he's not a tough player. He is. But you saw there, hey, just get out of bounds, live to play another play.
They spotted at the 45. We'll call it 2nd and 7. Mix throws it out to May Jordan, and he is tackled immediately by Dorian Smith and Colin Guidry. That's going to set up now 3rd and long, and another chance for this Ram defense to get off the field and get the ball back to their offense.
Very nice play there on the outside by the Rams defense, led by Guidry there, sporting the cast. Talked about that fast-moving first quarter. Looks like the 3rd quarter is following the same suit here. Only 3 possessions for each team in that first half, essentially.
3rd and 10. Mix drifts to his left. Looks downfield now. Will try to run it, and this time the Rams wrap him up. Get a sure tackle at the 45-yard line. It's going to make it 4th down, and there you see Colin Guidry with another play from his defensive end position.
This defense doing a really good job against the run, and it is really difficult against the Vigor team that can run it and attack you in so many different ways. But they've made the adjustments so far, and slim lead there for Coach McKenzie and the Wolves, and it looks like they'll have to punt this one away.
Oh, this second half has a completely different feel from the first half.
It certainly does, and give a lot of credit to the adjustments made, I think, by Faith Academy.
Nice snap. Punter did a good job getting it out of there. And here is Smith on the return, and he is taken down at the 24-yard line. Fine coverage that time by Vigor's Farron Brown and Jarian Graham. Thursday Night Lights is presented each week by Alabama Professional Services, your experts in home improvement. There you see all the different categories of work that they can provide for you in your home, whether it's foundation repair all the way to pest control, gutter shutter system, lawn care, you name it. You can find out more by logging on to calltheshield.com. Alabama Professional Services, your source for home improvement. So 1st and 10 for the Rams. They get it back, down by 3. Wood, quick pass out here to Dotson. And Dotson, good vision, crosses the 30, taken off his feet by Farron Brown Jr., but a solid gain on 1st down for Faith Academy. And Gerhard, they're really using this formation with multiple receivers on the field, spreading out the Vigor D.
I think what the Rams found out was when they go to those bunch sets, and more so 2 tight ends, they don't really match up very well against this Vigor defense, which is very strong. They found a lot more success spreading them out.
2nd and 3. Wood takes off, and again, he is not wasting any time. He's been very effective. That's about the 5th time here in the 3rd quarter that he has taken the snap, looked downfield, said, you know what, I'm getting out of Dodge.
One read not open, first thing not there, tuck it and run it. You saw it right there on his eyes from the end zone camera, and you were able to just kind of see the progression. Vigor doesn't give you very much, so if they don't give you much, there's no use in trying to go to your 2nd and 3rd progression, especially when you have a quarterback that can run the football as well as he can.
And it's kind of slowing down this Vigor pass rush. Under a minute to play in the 3rd. Wood with a little fake, little RPO, and what a great snatch out of the air for the Am first down. Looked like that play was destined for failure. Wood put it in the neighborhood, and the receiver got it, but there is a flag on the play.
Ineligible downfield. 5-yard penalty on the offense. Remains first down.
Negates a huge play for Coach French's team.
And although it is a really, really well developed play and it is well executed by Colton Wood, I think that's the one downside of having a quarterback that can tuck it and run it, is that your linemen with good intentions are trying to get down the field to help secure blocks on the run, but then he's able to find somebody at the very last minute.
Makes it 1st and 15. Wood rolls out to his left. Throws, and what a great job by Dotson to come back to the football, beat the defender to the ball, make the catch, and winds up picking up good yardage.
Excellent play here. And you'll see once again just the level of trouble that this Vigor defense brings, but coming back to the football, that is a quarterback's best friend. Being able to come back is Dotson. Save the possession.
And that'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. A 3rd quarter dominated by Faith Academy. They're going to head to the 4th quarter with the ball down by 3. You're watching Thursday Night Lights on the AHSAA Network.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
I need the King boys.
Don't call 2 clowns in a tow truck when you're dreaming of them King boys.
If you look at the numbers, Mobile County Public Schools is making great strides. With more than 53,000 students, 7,000 employees, and 90 schools, we are consistently increasing our 4-year graduation rate and our first-class pre-K program. We continue to strive for national recognition and continue to prepare our students for the global workforce. And we do all of this with one goal in mind, to equip and empower college and career-ready graduates. Mobile County Public Schools. We're learning today, leading tomorrow.
Whatever Coach Jack French said to his team at halftime, it had a major impact on that 3rd quarter, because this was a completely flip of the script, Gerhard, from the way this first half played out, with Vigor dominating with time of possession, number of snaps. Faith Academy flipping that script here in the 3rd quarter. They pulled to within 3. They've got the ball here to begin the 4th.
They had 3 possessions in the first half. The entire 2 quarters, they had 3 now in the 3rd quarter alone, led by that touchdown in the very first drive.
Wood gets rid of it quickly downfield into double coverage, and Tinian Goodwill, the intended receiver. There you see the defender, Farron Brown. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Almost an interception there. You see defensive back play really well on the football here. Could have been an interception there, and it looks like the defender played defense against his own guy, as Brown Jr. was right there in the mix.
So here's a 3rd down and 3. 3rd down and 2. We'll call it. Here is the quick pitch. And depending on where he stepped out of bounds, looks like Burnett may have the Amherst first down.
They've been really good about being able to tightrope that sideline. We'll see where it is here. Going back to that running attack we saw a lot more of in the first quarter. Doing a good job of escaping the first 2 tackles.
So it is an Amherst first down. The drive continues here for Faith Academy. Football right at the 50-yard line. And the give to the second man there after the fake to Smith. And King Jr. unable to pick up anything at all on that play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, that one just kind of looks a little bit off from the get-go there for the Rams. And just trying to do as much as you can to get as many yards as you could was King Jr., and he was able to do so. We've seen a little bit of that from both teams here throughout the course of this game.
2nd and 10. This is Burnett. Burnett refusing to go down, dives down to about the 45 for a gain of 5. So it'll be 3rd and 5.
Several different players had opportunities there. Burnett just stays on his feet, cutting through that offensive line, and running right into big number 74 there. You see a good job all night, but that time got right in his running back's way.
Wood in trouble, throws, just had to get rid of it on 3rd and 5. Again, it's been the Vigor pressure that has just been problematic for Wood, and his receiver not really turning around and giving this play a chance. You see Wood frustrated with his teammate. It's 4th and 5. Offense staying out there. Now they're going to go into punt formation. Timeout taken by Faith Academy.
Faith Academy. Their first charge timeout of the half.
We're going to take the break as well. Just underway, 4th quarter. We'll return to Ladd Peebles Stadium in Mobile.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
And back at Ladd Peebles Stadium in Mobile, looking ahead to what's left for the regular season here on Thursday Night Lights. We've got the Mountain Brook Homewood game next Thursday night. Then on the 21st, Maplesville travels to Autauguaville. Then the regular season finale on October the 28th as Oxford travels south to Central Phoenix City. So 4th and 5. Now we get another timeout, I think, taken by Vigor.
Timeout, Vigor. First charge, timeout of the half.
Last year's championship baseball highlights here, Faith Academy.
Championship tradition and a championship school here for Faith Academy. Went to the semifinals in football a year ago. Also had a fantastic baseball team as well, played in that state championship. And if you remember all of the drama into this one. I remember how this one ended here in a huge game against Hartzell. For a moment there, Hartzell thought that they won. Faith Academy able to slam the door shut with the home run, and they hold up that blue map. So it's not just in football where they have prominence, but also in baseball as well.
So here is the punt. No one back, and it's going to take a Faith roll inside the 10. It'll kick out of bounds at around the 7, so Vigor will take back over. They still have their 3-point lead, but they will have very poor field position to start this series. And there you see Matt Seymour. He is the baseball coach, and we've seen him a lot signaling in on the sideline for Faith Academy, holding up the trophy there.
You see that final score, 14-7, in a memorable series against Hartzell for that state championship crown there.
Vigor, we mentioned this in the first half. The last time they were 6-0 was in 2018. They went on to play in the state championship game. They're 6-0 this year, and they look like a serious 4A state championship contender. They are trying to hang on here in the fourth quarter as they are in a nail-biter with their neighboring rival Faith Academy. Good first down carry here to make it 2nd down and 5.
A lot of that running that we saw in that first half, I think needs to come back alive for the Wolves here, but give a lot of credit to the Rams being able to tighten up defensively and make the running game a really hard one for Vigor.
Coleman runs right into Jaden Simmons, Faith Academy linebacker. This is going to set up a 3rd and short.
Coleman, you got Barnes, you got Mix, and what we've seen some downfield throws here from Mix, especially in the second quarter. I haven't seen much here in the second half. Obviously here, 3rd and short, they could still run this football. Very capable with Coleman in the backfield.
Mix will run it and falls forward for a huge first down out at the 20-yard line, and they're able to maintain possession and move the chains.
Keep your eyes on Mix's eyes as he runs it here. He knows exactly where the sticks are. First puts his back to it and then continues to watch where the ball will be spotted, and got over that first down line. Such great situational awareness there by Mix to keep the chains moving.
How many times have we said it tonight? He is going to fall forward with that 6'3", 220-pound frame. Right up the middle, gain of about 6. Ja'Cory Barnes, who has a touchdown in the game, picks up 6, 2nd and 4.
Feels like Vigor is got this energetic pace where they know that they can bust open a big play in the running game. We saw it in the first drive. Faith Academy doing a good job on the run, but then you saw 2 or 3 plays where the Wolves thought they could bust out a run, and then Coleman was able to break through.
Second and 4, Barnes gets the call again, and he is stuffed for a loss. Great penetration that time by E.J. King Jr. He has been effective tonight on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
He certainly has, and whenever you have a running team like this Vigor football team, you really call upon your linebackers to come up and make plays, and he has done so.
So here's another big 3rd down. They converted a moment ago thanks to the run by Anthony Mix. They need 4 yards here, and wouldn't be surprised to see this young man take it again. Steady hands to Coleman. Coleman, good speed, turns the corner, 1st down and more, out to the 43, and Amherst first down, taken down by Tyrell Dotson. But now this is the Vigor that we saw in the first half, running the ball, picking up first downs, running clock.
Coleman doesn't need much to be able to make a big play. We saw it in the first half. Here, his biggest run of the second half. Finds the crease, really well blocked downfield by the Wolves. He takes it and moves the chains, and as you said, most importantly, continues to move that clock.
Both coordinators for Coach McKenzie, Jabrarius Gill and Marcus Cook, doing a good job calling plays. Both were successful players at Vigor High School. This time, great penetration by E.J. King again. Tackle for loss on that play.
We've seen this throughout the course of the game periodically where the blitz call is on for the Rams and it really helps out in the run game. That time, once again, it is E.J. King Jr. coming back from his linebacker spot and playing really well against the run.
Well, you see how important these first downs are. You're already down to 6.5 to play in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 13. That was a big tackle for loss. It gives this Faith Academy defense a chance here now. Nix throws over the middle. Pass is caught. Christopher Agee down to the Faith Academy 43, and that is another Amherst first down.
Just a huge play here. Perfect situation. Great play call. Nice catch there by Agee. And Agee's got some really good genes. He is first cousins with NFL defensive back Captain Merlin as well as Jacoby Glenn. So a nice play when his team needed it.
Captain Mullerlin played in this stadium in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game at one time before heading to play his college football at South Carolina. There's E.J. King with another big stop.
He's come up big, but seemingly one step forward, 2 steps back for this Rams defense, and give a lot of credit here to Vigor being able to once again keep the chains moving, get good play calls. Talked about coaches Gill and Cook. So far they have served up a really fine series here when they needed it the most.
2nd and 11. Mix keeps. Mix turns the corner. First down and more. Bulls his way inside the 15. A huge Amherst first down. And again, this young man, to me, Gerhard, he's just been the difference maker in this football game. His ability to do this, run the football.
X factor is what you called him earlier. I don't think there could be a more perfect word for this football player. Also give a lot of credit to number 16, Caleb Coleman on the outside. Talked about the receivers blocking downfield, just how important that is when you have a quarterback that can run. He had a big one down there, and I think another part of the experience was he stayed in bounds.
This time he hands off to Barnes, and Barnes is wrapped up for no gain. I tell you, a Vigor touchdown here at this point in the game would be a backbreaker for Faith Academy.
And especially with Faith Academy really needing a big play, and this is where it really hurts not having the number 5 player in the state of Alabama, Shamar James, who has an apparent ankle injury. We saw him a little bit earlier on crutches on the Rams sideline. He's a huge playmaker on both sides of the ball.
This is Coleman up the middle, and Coleman's in for that all-important fourth quarter touchdown.
We saw him earlier with the big run, and now gets his first touchdown of the football game. However, we do have a flag here. It might be after Coleman got into the end zone.
Coleman's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season if it stands. Still waiting for the call.
Touchdown is good. Following the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the scoring team. That penalty will be administered only.
So the points will stand. It is now a 2-score game. 4:06 to play. Bennett is on to attempt the extra point. And it is smothered. Not just blocked, it is smothered, so no good. The score remains 21-12, but still, that makes it a 9-point lead. Thanks to that touchdown run by Mr. Jermaine Coleman.
We've seen Coleman all game long with explosive plays. None bigger than that one after a great drive. We saw him earlier in the drive pick up a monster first down. Scoring touchdowns for this football team. Bennett, and then we saw Ja'Cory Barnes, and that might be what they called the unsportsmanlike for, which will obviously give the Rams some good field position if they're able to take advantage of the kickoff that will be assessed further back. You can do this on Sundays, not on Thursdays and Fridays.
So that is a big drive that started way back in their own territory. Several third down conversions for Coach McKenzie's team. Up until that point, they had pretty much been dominated here in the second half.
They certainly have. You saw the response by the Rams in that second half. New coach French and his squad will come out with a lot of fire. Give a lot of credit to Coach McKenzie and his ball club being able to answer right back once again. You take a look there at the Class 4A Region 1 standings. Obviously, this is not a region game. Vigor still sits atop 6-0. St. Michael Catholic, coached by the very famous former NFL quarterback in Phillip Rivers. Another more dynamic teams in that region as well. So getting out of this region in and of itself is no cakewalk. However, they've been able to come away with all 6 victories so far overall in the season and 4 in the region.
Faith Academy, there you see 5A Region 1. They're sitting at 3-3. We mentioned earlier in the telecast they lost a heartbreaker to UMS Wright last week. They actually led in that game. Had they been able to hold on and win, that would have been a huge win. They have Satsuma next week, and then they have another big region game. But they've got a good shot to obviously get in the playoffs.
That's right. A lot of those teams down south have played each other, and they'll go to BC Reign in that last game of their region schedule. This region overall, it's a little bit more disjointed than it is overall in Class 5 as far as the schedule goes.
And this winds up being an onside kick, and did they get it? Vigor is going to recover, so you go from the penalty yardage, which backed up the kickoff. It was a chance for the Rams to get great field position, but instead, Vigor has the ball, but there you see the officials conferring. And it is going to be Vigor football. What a huge sequence there.
That is probably one of the more gutsy calls there, and you know what? We might need to get some truth serum to see if that was on purpose or not. But either way, good awareness here by the kickoff coverage team. And he was able to get just the top of that football, was able to go stay inside and go the yardage that it needed to go in order to scoop that thing on up and keep it out of the Rams' hands.
That was not an onside kick, but it acted as one. Coleman on the carry. Short gain out to about the 40, wrapped up from behind by E.J. King. Another tackle for the freshman linebacker for Faith Academy. Here is a look at the 4A rankings. There you see Hanley sitting atop. Some familiar names, familiar suspects, but I tell you, Vigor sitting there at number 3. And the way this team looks tonight, the way they played this season, I tell you what, they're going to be a factor.
That is exactly right. And you see the Hanley Tigers up there at number 1, the defending state champion. Gordo actually started the season number 1, but Gordo lost a couple of games. Hanley still undefeated. You see Madison Academy is always a factor. And then Vigor, who we have here tonight. A lot of teams ready to make some noise. Cherokee County, one of those teams. They have Hanley coming up in a big game tomorrow. So 4A very competitive football. You see it right there at the top 10, and even some of the ones right outside of the top 10 I expect to make a run.
There you see 5A rankings. You see Pike Road at number 1, Pleasant Grove, who you and I saw earlier in the year, leads. Alexandria is having a good season, and of course Central and Clay County seems to be in the mix every year. UMS Wright. This is really an interesting division as well this year.
5A and 4A football, I think, really mirror each other, where there's not a lot of separation between maybe your top 5 teams, and then if you were to go 6 through 15, and you saw Faith Academy, also one of the teams being able to get some recognition as far as votes go there. So I expect to see a ton of good football as we continue to move forward, but nothing, as we've seen right now, solidifies anything. And of course, the key thing right now is being in the top 4 in your region and getting to the playoffs.
And a timeout called by Faith Academy after that first down gain of about 3 yards, and Faith will be left with 1 timeout. So they obviously have to get a 3 and out here to have a chance with 3:40-48. They're actually out of timeouts. That timeout just called was their final timeout. So a first down here, obviously the goal here for the Vigor Wolves. And a reminder, coming up next Thursday, make sure you join us. Gerhard and I will be at Homewood, 7 o'clock kickoff for Mountain Brook versus Homewood on the AHSAA network.
It'd be great to be back in the confines at Waldrop Stadium. Meanwhile, Mountain Brook playing a huge game tonight against Briarwood. If they could take some momentum to Homewood going into that matchup, it'd be very, very big. Briarwood, Homewood, Mountain Brook, all factors in the 6A playoff race as well.
So here's a big play coming up here. 3rd down and 7. Mix looking to keep it. And great job there by the Rams defense as they wrap him up and take him down at the 45. That'll bring up 4th down in a punting situation, so Faith Academy will get the ball back. They can't stop the clock, though. That is about as well as they have defended a run by quarterback Anthony Mix tonight.
All night long, and that's exactly what they needed. Right here in this position, out of timeouts, you see Coach French continuing to have the faith in his squad as they try to put together a couple of possessions, a couple of scores, and possibly take the lead in this one. Trying to get the personnel off the field, and they do so there as James gets off.
Big rush. They block the punt. They block it. Goodwill and company. They're going to pounce on it at the 11-yard line. Number 65, Jamal Gordon. And you talk about exactly what the doctor ordered right there. They got the block punt. They're going to be in business. 1st down at the 11-yard line.
They needed a huge play, and more than likely you think defense or offense, but this is that 3rd factor of the game, and if you win 2 of 3, you win a lot of football games. And good job there by the Rams, not only blocking the punt, staying aggressive.
Jaden Simmons gets it, number 22. A whistle before the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start, 5-yard penalty on offense, remains 1st down.
Coach French in disbelief over the penalty.
It kills a little bit of the momentum. You can still ride it after that block punt because that's such a massive play, but kills a little bit of that momentum playing behind the chains. And if you're a high school football fan, you might remember that Class 7A state championship game between Thompson and Auburn in a late punt block, able to steer 2 possessions.
Wood throws over the middle. He's got his man for the touchdown. That is the 2nd time he is connected with Tinian Goodwill on a big play. This one goes for a huge touchdown.
play call here by the Rams, and right after the penalty, they go right back to the air with playing without their best player, and it's Goodwill once again. He has been sensational, especially in the second half here for Faith Academy.
So they're going to line up to attempt the extra point. Pearson Bouchard out of a hold from Colton Wood. And the kick is good. So that pulls Faith Academy to within 2 points at 21-19. Still some time left, 2:42, no timeout, so potential onside kick coming up. And here we see the big kickoff a moment ago that Vigor was able to recover. But then that special teams play was followed up by this special teams play that went the way of Faith Academy.
That's exactly right, and you saw there the punt block by Jaden Simmons, and that was such a massive momentum swinger for Faith Academy, and they were able to get the touchdown with Goodwill.
And in case you forget, back in the first half, this was a field goal attempt by Bouchard that looked like it was on target, but it was about 5 to 10 yards short. So that was a big miss that looms large here in a 2-point game. But Coach French's team, you got to give them credit for how they've come out and played this second half.
Most certainly. Also keep in mind they also missed a 2-point conversion as well early on in the game to make it 8-6. So a couple of chances at points missed early on, but the key is to keep fighting. They've done just that, and they've got themselves right back in it here late in the game, and with no timeouts, still playing with a lot of urgency, that same urgency we saw coming out of the gates there in the second half.
Just about got to have this onside kick. Bouchard kicks up in the air, goes out of bounds, so it will be Vigor football.
Got the kick there, and there you see the faces of the coaching staff. They got it perfectly. It was well executed. The bounce was there. Couldn't draw it up any better. Just out of the reach there of Dotson, who's had a good game. And Faith Academy, who came out basically just red hot in the second half. There you see Coach French giving his kicker some love there with a good kick. Comes up just short there.
So Vigor 1st and 10 at the Faith Academy 48. Again, no timeouts remaining for Faith Academy. So now it's all about just protecting the football, executing the snap, and not turning it over. Here is Barnes. He is taken down for virtually no gain. But we will be under 2 minutes when we snap it on second down.
That was definitely the message for Coach McKenzie out to his offense, is protect this football. And for Faith Academy, the first man, get the initial wrap up, hold him up, and every person after that just go after the football and try to strip it loose.
You saw Coach McKenzie's lips there. Watch the clock, wanting his offense to snap it, milk all of the play clock they can. They snap it with 4 seconds left on the clock. Here is Coleman, and Coleman is going to just about do it with that run. It is an first down, out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 1:51 now to play.
We just said he didn't need much. Coleman does it. He finds a little bit of daylight, and he can take advantage, and he's gone. And great execution there by Coleman, being able to just about put this one on ice. Coach McKenzie has done a phenomenal job with this football team, and you're seeing some really smart play late in this game and really tough running here by Coleman in the second half.
Vigor's 21 points tonight so far is their lowest scoring output of the year. Previous to that, they beat Blunt 22-13 to start the season. But they could score again here if they break one. Barnes is wrapped up at the 25-yard line after a gain of 2.
Obviously no hurry to get up are the Wolves and try to put this one on ice and walk away still undefeated on the season. There's a good look at Coach John McKenzie, his second year. The 56-year-old came in right the course of last year. Obviously difficult for everyone, veteran or new guy, and he was tasked to take this program on. He did so. 5-5 record last year. Already has won 6 games heading into this one.
And the play clock got so low that Coach McKenzie had to call a
1,
timeout.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Prior to the snap, illegal substitution infraction, 5-yard penalty on the offense. Remain second down.
So Coach McKenzie was trying to get that timeout in before the flag.
At this point, it really doesn't matter.
They've
got 3 more downs. They're in 4-down territory. There's only 1:03 left. So it's just, again, a matter of executing the snap and not turning it over. Not even sure why you don't go ahead and go to victory formation here.
Exactly what he might do here.
They're going to hand off, and Barnes is taken down after a gain of 2. Ernest James Jr., another tackle.
Talked about McKenzie earlier, just to kind of put a bow on his career. He played at that very famous Miami Central High School, went on to Jackson State, lived in that Mississippi area for a little while, then spent 2 years as a head coach at Delaware State. Came back to the high school ranks, and the 56-year-old has these Vigor Wolves right in the thick of things for a state championship run.
It was a outstanding game. We mentioned in the first half we expected this to be a 4-quarter game, and that's exactly what happened. Vigor is going to escape with the 21-19 win over Faith Academy. Again, keep their unbeaten streak alive at 7-0. We'll take a break, come back and put a wrap on things from Ladd People Stadium in Mobile.
Every bank has their own app, but it's just that, theirs, not yours. At AmFirst, our app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards you'll love. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you at AmFirst.
Uncle Marcus, will you tell us the story about King Boys again?
Sure. Well, it all started back in 2008.
2008?
We didn't have all the fancy towing equipment we do now, but we did have a service and a desire to help our customers. You see, kids, you must train your mind and your body to be able to help the people you call customer. When they call on us, it's showtime. Understand me. King Boys' mission is to help when people are in need. So what's our motto, children?
King Boys forever!
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
And back at Ladd People Stadium in Mobile, our final score tonight on Thursday Night Lights, it is Vigor remaining undefeated on the season. They improved to 7-0, knocking off Faith Academy 21-19 as the Rams fall to 3-4. We're joined now by Vigor head coach John McKenzie. Coach, we spoke with you at halftime. We talked about your ball control in that first half, how you were able to run the ball, run the clock, control the game. They kind of flipped the script there on you in the third quarter, but then it was your running game that got you back going there in the fourth. And then, of course, the pressure you were able to put on them defensively throughout the game. Talk overall about the win.
Well, that was a real big win for us, and that was some great competition. Faith always do a great job. They really handed it to us last year, and our guys was really trying to just get back on track and to stay focused. The defense played well. They got inside the scoring zone, and our defense held up tremendously. We didn't play our best game. We didn't put it all together, but we're definitely glad and going to celebrate the win.
Coach, you had Benjamin Bennett, Ja'Cory Parnes, and of course Anthony Mix, as well as Jermaine Coleman. How have you been able to develop so many different playmakers to help make plays both situationally and, of course, throughout the entire game?
Well, we got a great group of talented backs, and Mix is an exceptional quarterback. He really, I thought he did a better job in the second half with his decision making, and he made some big throws when we had to. But with Barnes, Bennett, and Coleman, they could run. They could run the football. And we got another one, Kerry Coleman, that didn't get a chance to play today, but he's been exceptional too. And it all goes back to our offensive line. That's our strength. They create holes for those guys. They run hard. We work hard, and it pays off for them. But we're excited about, what those guys bring to the table. And, it's going to take that to win a championship.
Coach, final question. Speaking of that, obviously that's your goal. You're 7-0. You've been very impressive so far this year. I know you're taking it one game at a time. Speak, if you will, just overall about the pride of this Vigor football program. So much tradition. I know you've got to be happy to be at the helm and seeing the success your young men have had so far this season.
Right, and I realized that when I got there, Vigor reminded me of my high school at Miami Central, with the tradition and the legacy. And when I noticed the guys that was on the wall there, I didn't realize a lot of them guys played here at a little old place called Pritchett, Alabama. But it's a talented team. And like I said, we set our goals in the beginning of the year. We wanted to beat our rival Blunt. We wanted to make sure we play on December 3rd and win it on December 3rd. We talked about winning 5 in a row. We started off the season and won 5 in a row because we know at the end of the year we got to win 5 in a row. So our goals and our vision is still intact. And I talk to our guys all the time, about focus. And I tell them, our focus may not create an undefeated season, but it shouldn't hurt us in a championship season. So that's what we really geared up towards, trying to prepare for that. And every day we come to work, we try to prepare for playing on December 3rd.
Coach, class act, we love watching your team. We look forward to watching your team down the stretch and what you can do in the postseason. And good luck the rest of the way.
Aretha McKenzie, my Venus McKenzie, Jasmine McKenzie, Paula McKenzie, and Carla McKenzie. I love y'all.
All right. Thank you, Coach. John McKenzie, appreciate your time here tonight. Again, congratulations on the big victory over Faith Academy. That'll put a wrap on things tonight from Ladd Peoples Stadium in Mobile. For our entire Thursday Night Lights crew, for Gerhard Mathangani, I'm Mickey Shadrick saying so long from Mobile on a winning night for the Vigor Wolves.